Return of the Mac, it is.
I just want to say,
Yes.
for a start, you're not a Mac, you're a jerk, and welcome back to
Big
the
Mac.
Boytown podcast. You're not big, you're not clever. You've been on paternity leave, Shane. Welcome to the podcast. Have you missed us?
Yeah, man, I've missed the Boytown universe. I've missed everyone.
I
A
mean,
lot's obviously happened since. Shut up. A lot's obviously happened since I've been away. Like, for example, Aaron Butler's been on. I guess you guys have been talking about me, but I don't know what you've been saying because I won't listen to a podcast if I'm not on it.
Yeah.
Also, the main question I've had since I've been away is, why are you wearing a Crusaders top, you weird guy?
that's been the question you've had since you've been away.
Yeah.
I mean, I just sometimes like to wear, my team's colours from time to time. You know what I mean?
It's weird. And do you know what's really weird about this?
What?
And we need to get into this because people want us to talk about a certain subject, and we're going to give them.
Right, okay. Let's give it them. It's been juicy. It's been talked about. Go for it.
You have never, ever expressed an interest in Irish League football. Ever, right? Ever.
Okay.
I love the Irish League. It's something we've never discussed. You've never shown 1% interest. Then you start talking about just watching the cup final here. All of a sudden, big fucking Jackie Fullerton there, absolutely taking in the cup final. And I was like, and I said, that's so weird. I was like, I didn't think you had any interest in Irish League football. Have you just developed this interest? And you got so defensive. You're like, I've always loved the Irish League.
But no, it was just because you get very, like, if you have a wee thing that you're interested in, you're like, you almost get like a curious dog about it. You're like, like you come sniffing around, being like,
curious dog,
you're not interested in that? Why do you like it? And just because I'm a big, I'm not necessarily a massive Irish League fan. I am a huge Crusaders fan. Like, and I've always, and I have been.
No, you're not a big Crusaders fan.
I am. Look, like, why am I wearing a Crusaders top if I'm not a huge Crusaders fan? Do you know what I mean?
Because you're friends with Sean O'Neill.
And it's not even a current.
Friends with Sean O'Neill, and I bet you he gave you because you didn't pay for it.
Oh, because let me just ask you: is he an outfield player? Is he? So why have I got a sweet? Why do I have a sweet, fully printed Crusaders kit?
By the way,
kit?
The reason I now know that you didn't pay for it is because it has the Irish League badges on the sleeve. There's no way you bought it and went, also hook your boy up with the official sleeve.
But why wouldn't you want to represent? Like, you say I'm not a fan of the Irish League, but I've got the official branding of the Irish League on me. You know what I mean?
Part of me was like, maybe Ogre's like got it from another player to give to you, but then I was like, who's he getting it from?
I probably would have my favourite player printed on the back if I were to be a Crusaders fan, but,
who would your favourite Crusaders player be?
Stephen O'Flynn.
He doesn't play for them anymore.
I know, but he used to, and he was my favourite ever player. Like, Thierry Henry doesn't still play for Arsenal, and he's...
Could you name me, like, 4 current, like, it should be easy enough, like, apart from obviously Sean O'Neill and Decky Cadell, who we know, but could you name, like, 4 guys?
Yeah,
okay, cool.
The Owens bros, there's 2.
I'm hugged myself.
Paul Heatley is 3. Phil Lowry 4. There you go. I told you.
You couldn't get Paul Heatley out of your mouth quick enough. Paul Heatley. There was no gap in between his names.
And then you've got the boys as well. You've more. I could keep going, but I'm not going.
Who have you got? Who else you got?
Did I say Phil Lowry already? Did I?
Yeah.
Well, you've Cushley as well. Yeah. He's a good guy. Forsyth.
Yeah, okay, sorry, I get it. I've now realised you're a super fan.
Gary Thompson. I mean, I could keep going as they come to mind. Yeah.
Oh, you're looking him up?
I'm not. I swear on my life, I'm not looking them up. I could take a screen, and I'm not. I just. I mean, but look, people nowadays are.
What about 2 minutes ago when I went? Sometimes you get defensive when you're looking it up.
But look, all I'm saying is, sometimes people are fans of things and they just don't blow their trumpet about it. You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't.
You would if you could reach.
Yes, but look, sometimes people like things and they don't. Like, for example, it annoys me if you wear a shirt and you don't feel connection to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sitting here wearing a Crusaders shirt as a loyal Crusaders fan.
I think you were to say loyalist.
I mean, that's the beauty of Crusaders. The supporters are from all sides, so it's not one or it's other. It's a mix, and that's why we're on the. Yeah, it is, man. We're a mixed gender team, and that's what it's all about. And like, yeah, people wear, like, you always wear gear that you don't support. You're the worst for it. Listen, of all people.
I got a Newry City shirt last week from the club.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Newry City fan.
Okay.
I got Dungannon Swifts kit at the start of lockdown from the Dungannon Swifts. I'm a Dungannon Swifts fan.
Sweet.
If you send me your top, I become a fan of your club and also a shareholder.
Right. Okay. That's fair. But I mean, I just think, you know, we're using deflection tactics here just because I'm wearing what is a very nice Crusaders top, may I add. You know, made by Macron. It's a Kappa club now, but you know, it's not as nice. And also, I look Kappa's too skin tight for me to wear. So
it's crazy. It's crazy how much I forgot how weird you are, and then I am also as well. Like, because I do this podcast.
Yeah, but listen,
like,
what I'm saying is
you're sitting there. No, what I'm saying is you're sitting there in a Crusader shirt with a map behind you. It's so weird. Did you have this like old print of the globe, and you're just sitting there with your fat head Crusader shirt?
Because not only this, and people are like, oh, this is just an old school map. What you don't realize, all right, this is a map which actually shows all the crusades that have been in the past, and that's historical Crusaders gear there. So yeah,
it doesn't show that.
It does. It does.
You know as well as I do that if you follow that map accurately with the right compass, you end up at a glory hole in the Giants Ring.
Well, I mean, I don't need a compass or a guide for that. I'm like a sniffer dog. I just know the smells. I can get there with my eyes shut, you know what I mean? Just by feeling. I use Braille to get my way to the glory holes. But yeah, I mean, I would say it's good to have you back. But I mean, I think you've shown your true colours as a cock here in the opening segment of this podcast. Wow. I need to just allow me to just set a timer because we weren't actually going to record there, and now we've started recording. And
started at half.
Yeah, we started at half. Okay, well, that's a good solid 10 minutes, but let's set the record anyway because I know you're somebody who can't read a clock or time or anything. So yeah, it's good to have you back. You've been off. I mean, there's been messages I need to talk to you about this. First of all, there's been some people in the Boytown, the citizens basically have revolted in some respects and been sending me messages, and they've said, why have you given the man boy cheeky paternity leave yet? He is appearing on podcasts with that wee butt mole, other guys, like as if he's not on paternity leave. What are you at? Why have you taken leave from Boytown but not through other things? That's what the people want to know. This is the people's podcast and this is the people's club, but that's another thing for another day.
Well, hopefully you will afford me the right to respond, good sir.
Yeah.
I would say the difficult thing about organising to record the Boytown podcast whenever NBC's on paternity leave is the stars have to align. And when I say the stars, I mean our diaries. So I will only know close to the time if I can do it. And then it's easy for me to go, hey, Buttman, you fancy doing this? Hey, Tim McGarry, you fancy doing an episode of Tea with me? Because I can just do those really any time. But you and I have to hook up at very specific times.
So you've done 2 podcasts in the last 2 weeks with who? Who were featured?
Tim McGarry and Aaron Butler.
Okay, now obviously I've spoken to Aaron Butler twice in the last 2 weeks, both in this podcast, so that's enough. How was Tim McGarry? What was his chat on the podcast? Was he did he have anything interesting to say?
For sure, I don't know if I should tell you this because I think it's going to make you paranoid. And you're the number one defensive guy. I mean,
fuck off! Defensive. I'm not defensive at all. Fuck off.
They call you Gary Pallister because you're so defensive. That's niche. But essentially, I had Tim on. I don't know how to say this.
You should have probably called me Colin Coates. I know that's an old legendary reference, but the greatest defender in history of this club. But go ahead.
So yeah, Tim McGarry was on. We're talking about giving my headpiece. We're talking about like the evolving comedy scene here, and then he started. Then you got brought up, and we were talking about Pugs.
I mean, look, you can't discuss Northern Irish comedy and people at the forefront of scenes and talent and humour and gifts without talking about the Crusader here.
Tim essentially, for some reason, said that you had a drug habit, and I didn't prompt him to say it.
Oh, well, you know why that is?
Why?
Because he's a dirty Cliftonville bastard, that's why. And he's just coming at me because I'm a Cruise fan and it's a North Belfast rivalry, and that's what he's at. So listen, you can pass your message on to Tim, say, I'll see him at Solitude and we'll sort it out.
Oh, shit.
Or And because I know he's too pussy to come to Seaview, so I'll go to Solitude and we'll deal with it. We'll have it out, me and him.
I mean, it's the local celebrity feud that nobody needed or wanted,
Yeah.
but I like the fact that you and Tim McGarry are having a feud. And what I would really like is, Tim obviously said for a joke, do you have a drug habit? Which is weird because there was a guy on YouTube, remember in the comments of the podcast recently, like, this guy Dave Elliott does have, and it was some really specific drug. It's like
amphetamines.
Yeah, you were quick to come up with that. But yeah, he basically said you are addicted to that. So I don't know why these rumors are starting that you're some sort of drug addict, but I like that you and Tim have this feud. I think it's enjoyable, and what I'd enjoy even more, I mean, Tim obviously said that for a bit of a joke, a bit of banter, but what I'd like is if you called him out there now, and then 6 months later you saw Tim at a gig and he headbutted you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would take that from him. You know, it would be...
He's got the height for it.
Yeah, but then again, I can just do the turtle thing where I can just put my wee fat head into my neck and he would just headbutt the top of my head and be really sore for him. He'd be all, fuck's sake. And it wouldn't be a nice experience for him. But look, I mean, I feel obviously I would have classed Tim as one of my best friends, and I find it kind of weird that he actually said to me, this is a fact now, you can ask him next time. He said to me that if he had met me sooner, he would have not only had me as a best man at his wedding, he said he would have, if the times allowed for it, wanted to marry me. And I said to him,
no, he didn't say this.
We're just bros, right? That's fine. But I think what he's doing here is just, it's sour grapes from Tim here, and he's making allegations about me being a drug addict, and it's not very nice. And I mean, what I would say to him would be, Timothy, I'm far too fat to be a drug addict. You know, surely I would be more
if the drugs, if the drugs Angel Delight.
Yeah, you know, guilty as charged, mate.
How much, whenever you were younger, did you think Angel Delight was like the fanciest shit of all time? I mean, you had more money than me whenever you were growing up, so you probably didn't. But I just remember, if like on a Friday night, my dad was like, "Son, we're having Angel Delight." All bets were off, and I was like, "King of the Castle."
No, see, we had Viennettas, so that was the difference. Ours, and we had
that was the name. It was called Viennetta.
Yeah. And he made the Angel Delight.
Spoon it into my mouth, Viennetta. You know what I really liked as well? For a Saturday night childhood match of the day treat. Now, I shouldn't have been eating this late with hindsight, because match of the day was on like 10:30. Do you ever remember, I don't know if they still do, those fucking crazy guys, but you know Heinz? You know those boys?
Yes, the Heinz bros.
Yeah. Well,
Dietmar and Bobby.
I'm getting a call from a random number.
Go ahead, answer it and see what to say. And then if you have to hang up, you just be like, look, I'm in a meeting here. Sorry, I'll phone you back. Go on, go on, do it.
No, I'm going to look up the number, and if it's something cool, I'll tell you guys.
Okay.
Oh, it's about my car. Do you want me to answer it?
Yeah, do it.
Right. Oh, Todd back on the pod. My car's with them now.
Oh no, they're going to mug you here, I think.
I think I have insurance for a year with them, but I don't know if I do. Like a warranty, and if I don't, I'm fucked.
They're mugging you off here, and the Boytown citizens.
I left the car in with yourselves this morning for service, and I just missed a call from you there.
Okay, what's your name?
It's Shane Todd.
1 second. Do you know who you dropped the car in with?
It was just the guy that was opening the place this morning. I don't even know if he worked in service, and I just gave him the keys.
Okay, 1 second.
Thanks.
Right. Since this is basically an impromptu callback, what you do is refer to yourself as Le Shane, right? It's Le Shane Todd, right throughout the full phone call. And I want you to say, what color is your car?
Black.
Black. Says call it Le Black Car, right? Everything is Le Shane Todd and Le Black Car. That's your there. Call, right?
Get Ben to mute out the name of the person and where it is,
no,
just in case for legal reasons you can't play it.
Yeah, okay.
Very Boytown Beach Lounge this. Oh, a clapback. So you want me to, instead of saying the, you want me to say le?
No, and also hi, it's Le Shane Todd. And I left out the black car. Anything is La, but you're Lashane, right? That's your name. And then also when they answer, you have to call them Squire or Friar, right? You go, well, Friar.
Right. Back in the day, there was definitely a guy who hung about with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre called Lashane. You want me to say Squire?
Or Friar, whatever title you want. Well, Friar.
I had to go to a chippy in East Belfast called Friar Tuck after I went swimming in the Robinson Centre. And it's weird that the Robinson Centre's named after Peter Robinson. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually. And then they stopped naming it after him because they thought he was Sly, which is also unfair.
Content.
Remember they had a hotel named after George Best, just didn't build it. They're just like, George Best Hotel here.
Also, what's the link to him in hotels?
I mean, the big man spent a lot of time in hotels riding, I think. But, I mean, if that's what they dedicated the hotel to rather than his football prowess, it'd be 10 out of 10. Just him, on the bed of the European Cup and Miss World or whatever. Just, that'd be classic.
Hello, Shane. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Squire.
Yeah, we're doing well, mate. We're doing well. So, couple of things. All in all, the car's in great shape, but there is a few things we need to look at for you. The aircon isn't working.
Yep.
It's not blowing out cold. Okay. So what you would need to do with that is pressure test. You just check it for any leaks. If there's no leaks, then you would just recharge it with gas. If there's a leak, then there'll be parts of it. Aircon fault. Okay. Those are all service items that I've talked about so far, bar the aircon.
Okay.
You with me? But that's grand. We can have a look at the aircon for you. I didn't realise you had a year's warranty. Passenger side front tire is on the legal limit. Okay, so you need a tire on there. It's absolutely fine. Okay, legal limit for a tire is 1.6 mil. Yours is 1.6 mil in the middle.
39 minutes later.
Give you a buzz back later on. If not, I'll see you in the morning. Sure.
Brilliant. Cheers for that.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks very much, Shane.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for taking the time.
Bye.
Bye. So what about the start of that when he said my car's in good shape?
Yeah,
The car's in good shape, mate. The only thing that's wrong with it is the wheels, the tires, the brakes, the air conditioning.
Sounds very much like you've been mugged off. Like it sounds very expensive. Is that your new motor as well?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Well, what I'm definitely going to do is phone the police straight away and let them know that your tires are not legal, and I'll be sure to be catching up with you soon. Like unless you get those tires replaced, which is
Ben's going to be chopping up that segment of the pod like DJ Khaled, just overproducing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, enjoyable. Hopefully he can do a really fast cut of all the things that are wrong with it, and as long as he bleeps out the guy's name and where the car is from, then it's all good. But yeah, sweet.
Guy's name and where. Hold on, I'm making notes here with my wee pen. Take away, I've got a really nice pen.
Yeah, I had a question for you.
What was that? Rude boy playing?
Can I borrow 12 grand?
Yeah, I mean, not a problem. I actually have it. It's in my Crusader shorts upstairs, so I'll have to go and get them later.
God's sake.
Yeah.
So one thing I really wanted to talk about, it's a big issue, is something that has been in the news. Was it yesterday or the day before?
Okay.
I presume you saw it. I presume a lot of the listeners saw it, and it would be pretty stupid of us not to talk about it. The headline is as follows.
Okay, can I guess it? Oh no, okay.
Katie Price says she's broken both of her feet and won't be able to walk for 6 months after a shocking accident in Turkey. Now, first of all, we want to pass on our best wishes to Katie.
Yeah. To
Peter, Kieran, Alex Reid, and Harvey and the kids, and Dwight York. We want to say, with all you guys, I know they all live in the same house, and yeah, let's just delve into this. Essentially, Pricey, who I feel like we were hearing a lot about Pricey, like she was not having a good time. Yeah. But I think in recent weeks, Pricey's maybe got it together. She's gone to Turkey probably just to recharge.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's very Pricey to go, things are doing better for me at the minute, so what I need to do is break both my ankles to even itself out.
I've broken my ankles. Yeah, Katie Price. She's got both her legs in plaster.
Yeah.
This is the direct quote from the article from the Sun. By the way, file this, Dave, under so pricey.
Yeah.
By the way, this, what age is pricey?
About 40 or something, is she?
Right. And she's a mother, isn't she?
Oh, yeah, she is a mother.
Okay. This is something that, like, if I injure myself on a school trip, I imagine they'd write sending me home. Pricey fractured both heels jumping off a wall at a theme park, Land of Legends, and faces months of agony. She battles her way to recovery.
I mean, it's a very strange. It's a very strange story. I mean, what's she doing?
I was the wall.
I know. 30 feet.
Pricey's Humpty Dumpty. Dr. Devore. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say all the King's horses and all the King's men. Like, Pricey would definitely do a number on them, but go ahead.
Dr. Devore and Katie, she'll need pins in her feet and won't be able to walk for a minimum of 6 months. The disaster comes just a day after she was seen looking loved up on the romantic break in Turkey with Love Island boyfriend Carl Woods.
Oh, no.
There's such an awkward picture of him here. But anyway, a source close to the star explained, this is the worst thing that could have happened to Katie. It's not. She could have died. You know,
I mean,
fine.
Like,
she spent all night in A&E in agony with a hairline crack through both of her heels. The pain's excruciating, but she has a bigger nightmare to come, trying to look after 5 children while unable to walk.
That's so sly.
This person's a savage, an absolute savage.
But have you seen Junior Andre Price? He's been sort of hanging about with her.
Well, he's out there. He's out there too.
Yeah, well, I was actually, my wife pointed out to me that he has got like a very cum Instagram account. Like, he's very like, you know, he's a cum guy. He could potentially be a water baby is sort of what we're thinking. And I mean, I feel like he's very keen on like selfies and posing and pouting and stuff with her. So I feel like he would very much step up and be the one to kind of push her around in her chair. And I think that would be a very sassy double act to have, you know, him speaking on behalf of her and stuff. And yeah, I think it'd be quite a scene. Yeah,
I mean, definitely both of you know, the fact that Pricey has wrecked herself, we don't like that, but we do want to see if it's possible. If her son wants to be a water baby, we like it. Yeah. And I mean, he'd be following father's footsteps, because everybody know that beside Cristiano Ronaldo, the original water baby, Andre, yeah, for sure.
True. You know,
who's in the video for Mysterious Girl.
True. He's balls deep in water. You know, he's going to be so raging. Dwight York, because he's going to have to take on Harvey for a while, and he's like, he just does not like to be a father. Dwight York, he likes to be a playboy, and he's not going to be happy.
Near it.
But you know, I would say maybe Peter might take it on, because Peter did he? No, he had tried to adopt Harvey, and then Dwight York got raging at him, didn't he? He was like, "Fuck off."
Which is definitely the equivalent of it's definitely the equivalent of, you know, whenever you're younger and some mates of yours are playing football on the street with you, and then you say, I'm going in from a dinner here, and you take your ball with you, you're like, but you're not going to be using it. Like, why is Yorkie getting involved?
Yeah, because I think Yorkie, I think he kind of feels like this is the thing, it's very, I think, creme fraiche probably more so, or in fact, no, it's Cunanan. It's very Cunanan of Yorkie, because Yorkie's like, he doesn't want to be perceived himself in a bad light, but then he's just doing really sly stuff. So he's like, guys, stop getting at me. And they're like, well, do you want to, like, you know, take Harvey for a bit? And he's like, nah, see, fuck off. I don't want any responsibility. But at the same time, don't be getting at me about it. You know, and I feel like that's kind of what he's going to be like. Oh no, he's like, he would like to be perceived in a really good light, but at the end of the day, like, all right, well, you can help by taking Harvey. And he's like, nah, I probably don't want to do that. And then it'll be Junior will end up on the parenting duties, being sassy minx.
Get ready for this. Last week, Pricey was devastated when Princess's dog Rolo died in a tragic accident at home.
Who?
Princess's dog has died too. Her dog.
Oh, right. I thought you said she was devastated because Princess Doloola died. I thought, who's Princess Doloola? Like, is this some
That's
sort
my
of...
alter ego. That's my alter ego.
Princess Doloola? Poor Princess Doloola. So, her dog passed away last week.
Hey, Dave, write it down, the name of this week's episode. Definitely Princess
Doloola. So Pricey is, let me get this right. She's upset. So she's taking whole family on in a pandemic, of course, to Turkey. You know what the weirdest thing about it is? I don't know if you've seen this, but friend of the show, Paul Smith, the comedian who's been on a Pug Uglies. There was some weird crossover post that Katie Price put on Instagram tagging him in. So, and then on he was hanging out with her boyfriend. So, I mean, I'm going to go so far as to say I think the two of them have been on holidays. I don't want to say together, but I like the thought that
Smithy and Pricey?
That Smithy may have a wee bit of sort of insider info on what went on Pricey. And I mean, if anything else, if they're staying at like the same resort, I would very much love to see or get his take on her just being wheeled around the resort. I think that'd be a very funny thing to see.
Should we try and get Paul Smith on Boytown to chat about his holiday that may have included hanging out with Pricey?
Yes, I think we should. I mean, I think now would be an inappropriate time to do it because I'm actually still on holidays with Pricey. Maybe now's the time. Maybe we could get him, because I mean, she's not going anywhere. Get him to bring his laptop into the room and be like, get Pricey on the podcast. Not those two bloody bastards.
I'm looking at her Instagram right now.
Oh, is her Instagram outside your house, or what's going on there? It looks like you're looking out the window.
No, it's just somebody walked past my house. I looked out as if to say, "Why are you doing that?"
Yeah.
So they have a joint Instagram account now, her and her boy.
Right. Okay.
Called The Adventures of Katie and Carl.
Oh no!
They've got
this is going to be a disaster.
They've got 70,000 followers, and one of them is Paul Smith.
Yeah. Nice.
This is enjoyable. I mean, yeah, let's get the inside track from our man in the inside.
Yeah.
And see what's happening.
That'd be good to find out. But yeah, Pricey has not had a good time. But you know what? The thing about Pricey is, anytime she's faced with adversity, she always does it with a wee bit of banter. Like, she's always like, there's always a classic like, "Oh no, not a bloody again" about her. But yeah. Like, why is there not more? Like, there needs to be a reality show more focusing on Pricey, like more lighthearted than the last one.
Pricey's had about 50 reality shows.
But she needs one that's just like it should be called like Pricey Does It Again, and just be based on her just getting into pickles, and then she has to get out of the pickles. Right. Oh, well, there you go, bingo. The Pricey's right.
The Pricey's always right. Yeah. Look, baby boy, we've got loads and loads of questions.
Yeah,
I want to get through them. I need to reconnect with the listeners.
That's true, but before we get into that, well, the listeners will probably want to hear, because we initially planned to start off talking about your paternity leave, but then you just flew in to abusing me about being a massive Cruise fan. So how are you finding it anyway? How's Raw doing, and how is parenting going for you?
Man, I would say I've taken to it like a duck to land. Like the old phrase. No, do you know what? It's very, very, very great, but you know that the money toad does not like to be sleep deprived for even 1 minute.
Can you move your face? Can you move your face closer to the camera so we can try maybe have a look at what's going on in and around your eyes? Like, how are they doing? Because you don't look too sleep deprived.
I'm looking fresh.
Are you getting injections to keep your wrinkles at bay? Is that what's going on here? Botox?
Yeah, I've had quite a lot of extensive surgery just in the run up to being born. But yeah, the sleep is the main thing that I'm still getting used to. But I'm getting into more of a routine with it. And do you know what? He's dead on. He's a nice guy. I like him.
Do you feel like he's maybe, acting a mug a bit during the night, and he's just waking up when he should probably sleep right through? If you try to, because what I found was, same whenever I told my baby, I was like, listen, I need to sleep a bit during the night. If you sit him down and be like, look, just shut up. See, during the night, just keep your wee mouth shut, and then I'll see you in the morning.
Like they say that newborns, you got to feed them every 4 hours. I've said to him, listen, that's just advice. And the thing with advice, you don't, be your own man, basically. So I was like, if you want to sleep big son for 12 hours, you do it. And Papa's going to sleep that amount of time too. But he's like, no, I want to stick to the 4 hours because medical professionals have told us that. So I've said that's fine. But yeah, I like him. I mean, you called up to see us, and what was it like seeing the NBC with BABY?
It was actually really sweet. You know, it was nice to see you, because again, I'll be totally honest, I thought you may have been really out of your depths a bit, because again, I'm basing this solely on the fact that a lot of things that you try to do, like again, back to cooking barbecue food, you have wee weird tropes that you get into your head. It's like how things are supposed to be. And I thought maybe if you apply this to babies, it might be a wee bit bad. Like, for example, you could be like having him sitting in a chair, and I'd be like, oh, you probably shouldn't have him sitting in a chair, and he's like a week old. And you're like, oh no, I've heard that if you set babies, their neck muscles strengthen if they're just left to sort of hold their head up themselves. And I'd be like, where did you hear this? I'd be like, oh, just about. That's the sort of thing that you would hear. So I was worried that you may have a few wee life hacks that might have a negative impact, but it appears that you've done really well. And what I did enjoy was that he delivered what can only be described as a giant shit when I was there. Like, it's if he saved it to deliver it just for me being there, and you just were a wee...
He got me yesterday, like, as in projectile shit got me on my outfit, and relatives were calling up, and he managed to piss on my t-shirt and shit on my shorts. So whenever they arrived up, I was just in my pants.
Nice. Was it your relatives or was it your other half's relatives?
It was my relatives, but they have not seen me in just pants in many's a year. And I just said, like, it looked like I was struggling because it was like middle of the day, and I was just like holding them in my pants, and then I basically had to say,
but why weren't you holding them in your arms? That's a problem.
I've got a little pouch.
Like a kangaroo. I would very well believe you have that.
No, I don't. I'm doing traditional type parenting in terms of the methods to do. I think, like, the life hacks and stuff, maybe when he's a toddler, I can start doing that. Like, for example, saying, people are like, with toddlers, you give them a wee bit of baby food a couple of times a day. You don't. See, if you could just get a massive meal a week, it's fine. But, like, I'm talking like big 48-ounce steak and
like a human snake. So you just give them food once a week, and then they just keep it in their throat until they're ready to digest it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe you could see that working.
But here's the thing. The one thing I'm worried about is I speak to him in so many different voices and accents that yesterday I just spoke to him in my own voice, and he, like, opened his eyes fully and looked at me as if to go, who's this guy? So I think I need to talk to him more in my own voice.
Like, what sort of voices do you talk to him in?
I'm not going to just cute voices.
Oh, like, so you're not fully going,
all right, bro.
Yeah. All right, son, it's your dad. What's going on, wee man? You okay? Are you all right, man? Aye, good.
I'm Gary Pingu. I'm your dad.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if you were trying characters on him. Be like, is this funny? All right, man, it's Gary Pingu.
I mean, I've tried to work on my savings, as of course the Money Toad has for many a year. But, I mean, after this, after I get my car serviced, I don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, you're going to have to get the gaffery mortgage, I think, because that guy was just insatiable with repairs needed in your car. So I thought he was going to be like, right, a bit of me was going, give the price, let us know the damage. He's like, it's going to be about 73.5 grand. What do you think about that? Oh,
everything's all good with the car, bar every bit of it. I mean, your window's okay on the driver's side, but apart from that, your carpet in the back passenger seat is looking good, but everything else is fucked.
He's absolutely mugged you. And how long have you had that car for?
For 2 weeks. No, I've had it for I've had it for like 7 months.
Yeah, because I remember we were in the old office at that stage, and you were down showing it off in the dark, which was weird because it's a dark car. But it seems like it was only yesterday. But again, we've been going through a global pandemic, so we've had a few months chalked off thing. So
the last thing I'm going to say on being a new dad is it's been great to speak to other new dads like yourself and some of my other friends about just parenting in general, and just being like, here, is this normal? And then everyone's like, oh yeah, totally normal.
Do you find that, like, it's a more interesting topic? Obviously you will find it more interesting, but, like, I kind of found a bit, especially in terms of stand-up and other things, that, like, who's going to fucking want to listen to me talking about parenting and stuff? Do you know what I mean? Because it's almost boring if you don't have kids. But I sort of find now that I accept that I'm an older, boring dad guy. It's nice to be able to accept that, and then, like, you find other bits and pieces funny. So I feel hopeful of getting back to stand up, that obviously people still know I'm a really how do you do that? Like a really cool guy. So like
Well, we're back we're back together one more time, back on the road.
yeah.
I'm just looking on the website for that festival to see if they've announced it. I don't think they have.
I'm gonna say, have you? You haven't sent any information or a blurb or anything for it, have you?
Did you not say you were doing that for me? I'm not joking.
No, I gave your email address to the guy to send you information. That's what I did for you. But then what's happened there is he sent you an email, and then I don't have access to your email because, believe it or not, I only have like one email account, one social media account. I don't have multiple accounts because that's weird if you have more than one account on anything. So I just can't get access to your emails and stuff. So
right.
You're gonna have to take that on, bro.
Yeah. So can we announce it? No.
Well, yeah, I've already set up my own podcast, which is like today. David
Sweet.
podcast, check it out. Yeah.
We'll tell people about it.
We are doing the Stendhal Festival on the 22nd of August, all in line with everything. But it's an outdoor festival. We're going to be like the Pope behind bulletproof glass, not for any reason to do with coronavirus, just because we're two big hitters and we need to be kept safe at all times. And it's on the 22nd of August, and it's just us. We're the comedy. The two boys are the only comedy on that day, so it's a very premium lineup, and it's a great time. Anytime we've been to Stendhal, it's a cool vibe. You know, it's a really cool vibe. Everyone should probably have masks on, unless Sammy Wilson's deciding he wants to go, in which case the big man won't be wearing a mask because he knows everything. You know, the big man's tuned in. So it'll be a good day. It'll be a fun day. It'll be a gay day. You know, it'll be everything you want in a good time. Since we're plugging stuff, we may as well also plug the Return of the Radio show. Do you want to do that?
Yes, this Friday we are back on BBC Radio Ulster. 6:05, but just say 6 because it's easier, guys. And we are doing kind of the rave lockdown, but it's the Shane Todd show again with me and Papa Bear. But it's evolved, and the short answer is we don't know what it is just yet, but we're going to figure it out on air for sure.
But also, what we want you to do is we want you to come with us. We want you to follow. You followed us. Don't say that. You followed us from the radio to Sounds, and I want you to take the journey back to the radio. I want people to make the Friday night, make it your vibe again. Get dancing in the kitchen. Just have a nice time. Let people know what we're all about. And I'm excited to get back in the studio. I'm excited to get back in the studio as well. You know, it'll be good time. Also, I want to put it to you here on air on the spot. What about getting back to the Boytown Towers in the wee while? What do you think about that?
I need to chat to you about that, but I would not be surprised if we could maybe do that next week or the week after.
Yes, I'd be keen to get back because I think it's big enough space. So, yeah, we could be safe.
Yeah.
So should we just get... What?
No, I'll text you after. I was going to say I would need to ask you something about that, and I could text you now about it.
Yeah, text me now. You may as well.
Text you now. You think the listeners will like that because it's a little bit sneaky?
I think the listeners will like it. Yeah. Oh no, it's coming in.
Oh.
Do you like that I called you Chugger in text earlier? Is that a nickname you could get behind?
Yeah, Chugger. No, because it sounds like I'm chugging cum. And okay, great. So yeah, next week we'll be back.
Yeah, good stuff.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, we're coming back. What's so great is fuck my wife and daughter. They can just stay there. But no, what I think's great is we just had a message and it was so sneaky too. I was like, and then within that one message, right? Yeah, we'll be back in the studio next week. Now again, that'll all depend on getting our producer as well. Don't forget, but you know. We will do that. Do you want Instagram or Twitter?
Let's go. I'll do Twitter. You do Instagram.
I knew you were going to say fucking Twitter because it's always got less questions. You fucking
fuck's sake. Right.
Let me see. There we go. Do you want to do Twitter first, and I'll get the Instagram?
Yep. I am.
Well, I'm good to go. If you want me to just hit Instagram now.
No, man, I'm good to go. Here we go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Okay. George says, congrats to the Money Toad. Ribbit. Thank you. Question for the pod. Say if my mate had to give a training at work next week, but they were all out of ideas, what fresh concepts would you give that would make their training really creme fresh, a la Boytown podcast? I mean, George, one thing you've neglected there is the main thing, which is training for what? Are these guys training for a baseball team? Are they a call center? Are they a paramilitary? We don't know, but I think we can offer good ideas either way, and I'm glad you've come to us
You
for
know
this.
what I think is an important thing to do? I think something that's very vital in training is getting people's attention and getting a group of people who may not know each other talking. So what I always would suggest, again, I've not actually been able to deliver any training because I have pitched my unique methods before, but what I think would always be the case is if you were to go and deliver a training session without any bottoms on, just socks, shoes, no pants or trousers, and then obviously you'd have the top layer on, of course, but just go in there and don't allude to it. You know, let people think, is he, and then they'll talk with them amongst each other and be like, does he have this? And, you know, you're not doing it in a creepy way. You're just going about it. You're training. You're minding your own business. Women or men could take it, but as long as they have their bottoms off, it's a very creme fresh way to get people chatting, to get to sort of, you know, break the awkwardness in the air. You know, stop people being awkward with each other. That's a great way to do it. So tell your man if he just leaves his trousers and his boxers at home, it'll definitely be an innovative way to train. And then people, once they're chatting and feeling a wee bit looser about things, they'll focus more on the message that you're trying to push home.
Yeah, very well said. I couldn't say it better.
Thank you, bro.
Good luck with him on doing that, and then looking for employment afterwards. Craig Johnson says, congrats and welcome back to Money Toad. Again, thank you very much. Shane, now you're officially a man through fatherhood, or already was. Is it time to have provided you with the more adequate nickname now you're officially an adult? Craigie, I'm the Money Toad until the day I die, good sir.
Yeah,
I'm the Money Toad when I'm a pensioner. I'm a Money Toad right now. I'm just a Money Toad. I think
he feels like, are you the man cheeky now? Or, you know, are you the, like, you're still the human ATM, but you're always the man boy cheeky, because even though you're a father, maybe the man boy gets a capital M now. I don't know, but you still have that boyish good look, you know, but you're technically a man, but you have the features of a boy. Like, you've the sort of young face, you have a very small pink willy, and, you know,
it's small.
Yeah.
Dude.
So yeah, I think
in the words of Mike McGoldrick, you know yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, but that sounds really like you're going to give a very, very
I'll send you another text.
Sneaky story. Yeah, don't bother. Oh no, it's a phone message. It's a picture. Oh my god. But yeah, it was terrible, because what actually happened there was a spider web on me somewhere, and it really gave me the willies. And
do you think I'm sexier as a guy now that I'm a dad?
No, I think what's going to happen, right? What'll happen is, you know, those trainers you bought.
Yeah.
That everyone bullied you for. You can wear them now because you're a dad.
Oh,
so
good.
You'll be able to start wearing those with sort of stonewashed jeans. You'll start wearing polo shirts tucked in, and you wear a wee brown belt, and it'll just be fine, because that's just what you do. You just find yourself being in a style. It's like, you know, when you become an old man, you just start wearing trousers and for some reason a sky blue shirt, and it's like, why are you doing that? Why are you not, like, why aren't old men wearing, like, you know, full Nike cotton tracksuits, because super comfy? Like, why are the guys turning up in their Sunday best? It's weird that old men, like, you see an old man in the street and they're wearing a fucking jacket, a tie, they've got a wee flipping handkerchief and all, and you're like, oh, are you going anything on down the bowling club today? And he's like, oh no, I'm just going to get bacon from the shop. You're like, oh, whoa, you're overdressed. It's a very strange concept, like, but old men are very smart, and I think that's just something you have to lean into, really.
What about an 88-year-old woman just being like, oh, I'm just going to walk down to the shops here wearing a full dress, necklace, diamond earrings, and you go, hey, Gladys, would you not be better just firing on a juicy couture tracksuit?
Exactly. But I think, like, the older generation, I mean, I'm going to say the older generation, but any generation of old person that I've ever seen in my life has that style. It's almost like you get to a certain age and this company comes out to you and provides you with threads. It's like,
no, they don't come out to you. You buy them out of a book.
Yeah, out of a book. Yeah,
old people are still cutting out and sending away for clothes.
Yeah, vouchers.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like you say, like, that's not like wearing a tracksuit's more convenient.
Yeah.
writing down something in the catalogue and sending it away, going to the post office, not convenient. Why are old people not on ASOS?
Yeah, because I think old people, like the sneaky, like the online troll type guys, they're the ones who'll kind of like, try and target the old people. But hey, how can you internet hack somebody that's using a catalog? You can't do it, So, and I mean, they're probably going, like the trolls are probably going on like ASOS and stuff, and then the old person will just be buying out like I know the Duns catalog, and it's not even wearing sweet threads. So, I mean, they'll not be caught if they're doing that, sticking to the traditional ways. And also, I'd imagine still collecting stamps and things. It's just a sweet thing old people do.
Fletch says, does the new baby get on with the money toad? Or does the new baby get Alan Todd? Does the new baby get on with Alan Todd? Alan Todd, as always, has been a bad influence, and he's tried to get the baby out for pints of bitter, but the baby's just had minerals anytime they've been out. Baby's like, I'll stick them in.
Can your baby speak, or is it still kind of just, like talking babies, or is it, would he be like, would he answer Alan Todd back? Like it's in the new James Bond, Alan Todd, and would he add, it's fucking me, Todd, Alan Todd, you fucker.
What can I get you to drink, Mr. Todd? Bitter pint, not glass.
Yeah. I think
good on good.
I think a lot of people were disappointed for you to call your son Rod and not Alan. I think that was what a lot of people were kind of hoping for. Is that all Twitter done?
Yeah, it's done, man.
Oh, Matthew Mernon. He's been waiting for this for a few weeks.
Good morning.
He said, has Davey bought the money tadpole a suitably noisy gift to repay the favour? Batteries not included. He's alluding to the fact that you bought the worst fucking thing for my daughter ever, a keyboard there's decibels and there's volume, and then there's this keyboard. There's no need for it to be as fucking loud as it is. And the thing is, see, when you turn it off and turn it back on, it doesn't stay at the volume you turn it low to. It goes back to the full volume. It's the worst noise I've ever encountered in my life, but I haven't bought the money tadpole or anything. The thing we got him is noisy, but it's a nice noise to comfort him. Have you used it yet?
Yes, we have. Yep. Do
you like it?
We like it. He likes it. Makes nice noise. I didn't know how to switch it on for a while. Now I know, and it's all good.
By the way, I should point out it is a little sheep called Ewan, the dream sheep, which like makes noises that are similar to like inside the human tummy. Which, when you actually think about it, it's a really freaky gift. Like it's something we thought worked with ours, but if you think about it, it's a cuddly toy sheep that makes noise of inside a human stomach, which is kind of it's not the noise a sheep would make.
It's unnerving.
Yeah, but it's comfortable. But what I will say is, when the money tadpole gets a bit older, he will be receiving a lot of gifts from his Uncle Davey, and they will be very unsettling. Like I might just get him a white noise machine for his first birthday. Just be like,
electric drum kit. Yeah. Here's the thing. See, white noise and all, like I put it on for like the first week. You know what that guy needs to go to sleep?
What?
Nothing. Just put down. He just goes like,
yeah.
In fact, he's actually looking at you being like, knock that in the head. That sounds brilliant.
Yeah, we should also just point out, especially in today's climate, that there are other types of noise available. It's not primarily white noise or white supremacist noise. Other noises are out there. So just in case people are trying to get on us and call us something we're not. Dave Shaw said, is the new Todd offspring already earmarked for the water babies?
Well, here's the thing. He's had a couple of baths, and I was sort of like watching him sort of see how he got on, and he's not ready to audition yet for the water babies.
Okay.
But he didn't cry when he was in the bath, which is kind of good because newborn babies don't really like baths. So that was a plus. So you never know. There's potential, but I still am enjoying his company. And that's the thing. When you become a water baby, you're away for about 10 months a year, just upstream.
Just measuring rivers. Chris Kavanagh said, good day, princes of prostates. Welcome back to the dad boy Cheeky and his new tadpole. So, boys, I recently got a new job and will be moving to Denmark soon. If I get colleagues asking me what podcast I'm listening to, how shall I describe the niche cum velvet tones that they will hear through my phone speaker?
I think you got to be kind of aggressive with it. I think you've got to like go up, get in people's faces, and just say like, just good morning. Every morning you go in. Hold on. Danish. What's the Danish for good morning? I don't know what language they speak in Denmark.
Good morning. Yeah.
It's good morgen. Did you hear that?
Yeah, do it again. Yeah, great content.
Good morning. So I want you to just do that, and that'll get people talking, and that's
Yeah.
when you basically tell them about about the pod. But yeah, I love that. I love that you're moving to Denmark. I would really like to know why. So please tell us in a separate message.
Nate Burke has been in touch, and he said, I mean, this is probably one for me. What's your opinions on Navid Nassiri leaving Glentoran and joining the best team in Northern Ireland, Linfield? I'll just come off the bat and say, not the best team in Northern Ireland. The team with the most money, for sure, but not the best team. And also, I would say, I think it's sly, but at the same time, he strikes me as a Cunanan kind of guy. He's definitely creme fresh. He's seen that he's been offered lots of money. He's already won something at Glentoran. He's probably like, you know what? The grass is greener at Windsor, and he's done what he's done. What do you think about it?
I do think it is kind of classic in a way to like play for your rivals the night before, win a cup, and then the next morning, your teammates phone you and they're like, that was a good night, wasn't it? Like, fancy going for brunch, and he's like, can't just sign for your rivals, too busy making dosh.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I definitely think it was bold.
Yeah, I mean, what a sly! It's like he would have. Do you reckon he would have been like out for pints with everyone, being like, "Oh well," like he's like,
there definitely had to be a wee thing of like,
yeah.
bollocks. Like whenever you're like a rat in the mafia, you're like, oh no, someone's going to see my wire.
Yeah. Oh, here. On that note, Ruben has been in touch and asked us what do we make of Katie Price's latest escapades, which we've covered. So just go back on that if you want to hear more, sir. Matt Thompson has said, good evening to the Big Papa and the Money Dweeb. Weird. First, congratulations on the child. And here's a question for the pod. Nice. Imagine the world is descended into a post-virus apocalypse, chaos, Karens, and cum. You two homeboys must assemble the defenders of Boytown. Who are your top 5 picks? I feel a Dennis Rodman type of guys up there, possibly Joe Exotic too. You must choose wisely as the future of Boytown depends on it.
Well, you've chosen really well at the start because if you've got Dennis Rodman, you've got height. He's an athlete. He is a creme fraiche cum guy. Dennis Rodman might be the only creme fraiche and cum guy.
Yeah, do you also know Dennis Rodman's surname's not actually Rodman? His surname is actually Patterson, but he changed it to Rodman because he felt that was a name that sort of covered what he liked to be as a person, just like Rod and a man. That's where the name came from. Pretty impressive.
Dennis Patterson isn't too sweet.
No.
He's definitely a librarian, not an NBA player.
Yeah.
With Joe Exotic, yes, I like that because
no, I'm not having
cats.
I'm not having Joe near us because he's too he's too much of a loose cannon, and also Joe makes, even if you're not gay, he makes you gay. Like, he turns everybody gay, and if the entire future of the world was reliant on it, if you're talking post-apocalyptic, we would need people to be procreating, you know what I mean? And if Joe was turning everybody gay, it would just be a really fun place, and we would need to try and survive the race, we'd need to be breeding some people over there. So, maybe he could help us with some sort of like cat-human hybrid, but I think I've seen him a few times, and he's a wee bit of a loose cannon. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. So, I'd say Rodman, and would you go for like Dame Mary Peters?
No, solely because she's a pensioner now. If she was in her prime, absolutely. Who would I have? I would have that guy, the human Ken doll, because he's now a female. I think that would startle people a bit. And I think that they would be like, is that Rodrigo Alves? And then you'd be like, oh no, it's Roddy Alves. But he would still have the sass and impact of before. Who else would have featured in there? It's very Boytown. I mean, sadly, again, like Mary Peters, not in her prime. Andrew Cunanan is no longer in his prime because he's dead. So
dead.
Yeah, so that would sort of ruin that. I mean, Boy George would definitely be there. He would ruin people with sass, and also I think he could turn up and deliver a wee bit of an attack physically.
Plus, because he could keep a hammer. He could keep a hammer under his hat.
Oh, or just a gun, albeit it would be a bit dangerous if a gun was just rattling around under your hat. It could potentially just blow off and end up braining you. But so how many is that? That's 4. Who would the last person be? I'm going to say Sammy Wilson because he seems to be tuned in on what's the right thing to do in terms of politics and stuff. I feel like he knows he's at the forefront of health and advancement since he knows you don't have to wear masks. I would have Sammy Wilson. Maria has said, oh, whoa. Hi, boys. Firstly, I want to congratulate our Shane on bringing a little money tadpole into the world. Now, I need some help from my agony Auntie Shane and my Uncle Davey. My boyfriend, Pat, and I are big fans of the podcast, and I actually got him onto it, funny enough. However, he's recently started to lose a run of himself, doing very sly and borderline Cunanan things. Hold on. When he doesn't want to do a simple task, he will exclaim in a money-toad voice, "No, I won't do it," then proceed to storm off. I actually caught him sharpening his claws recently, and I've been on the receiving end of a few attempted scrabs. So, boys, can you tell me how to make him wind his neck in before I get my eyes scrabbed out?
Yeah, I think what you got to do is invest in some really quality eye protectors, because he's only going to get sassier. He's only going to get cattier from here. And you just got to basically, like a wild cat, you just got to try and like creep around him and just like be very sort of stealth. But like if he wants to scratch your eyes, he's going to scratch your eyes. Make no mistake.
You know what I would also do if I were you, Murray? I would really work on trying to deal with your rotator cuff movement, of your arm, so you can work this sort of like windmill defense mechanism to try and, because if you come forward for the scrab, you'll get got. But if you do those sort of windmill motion, you'll bat the hands out of the way. So you need to be working on the windmill defense. And then what you need to do is not be afraid to use your feet as a way to attack. So if someone's coming at you to scrab, you bat the hands off and you just kick them in their ultimate weakness, the balls. Jenny Joe has said, "Good morning, noble men of nonsense. Oh, well, recently I've been taking my child for wee day trips to beauty spots, only to be informed by friends that some of these are top dogging sites. Where would you choose as your place of choice for a spot of dogging? Welcome back, Big Diddy Todd. Congratulations."
Well, first of all, I would say, by the way, Pat hasn't lost a run of himself. He's found the run of himself. We'll leave it at that. Dogging spots? I mean, it sounds defensive, but you've come to the wrong guy. CUM. I don't know. I like the idea that
you always go to that place, don't you? Daddy's Hole or something up around the like outer ring direction.
Yeah. That's what I like. That's what I like to go. I remember, I've said this before in the podcast, going to the Giants Ring with a mutual friend.
That's it, not Daddy's Hole. Yeah, the Giants Ring. Sorry. Who's a mutual friend? Nah,
I won't say, but.
Text me.
Okay, hang on. So, this friend was telling. I was asking this friend about the Giants Ring, because I was like, I don't believe that. There's no way. Like, it's so out in the open and stuff. I was like, there's no way. Mm-hmm. Then my friend.
No, hold on. Before you get into it, I just want to say. So you text a friend, okay?
No.
To say I'm curious about this place that I hear, this Disney world of euphoric lovemaking. And you just thought you have to go and investigate, or did you hear what was going on at the Giants Ring and just think to yourself, I'll have me some of that?
Man, here's the thing. I was having lunch with a friend.
Oh, you're eating out, were you?
Yeah, and then we ordered.
Yeah.
So yeah, and look, I need to move on for legal reasons. I'll text you who it is.
Yeah, but you know. I mean, I'm happy to say who it is because because it was Tim McCarry. So let's get on to the next one. Jack Rice.
Tim McCarry.
It's Tim. No, it's Tim McCarry.
No,
if he can say I'm a drug addict,
I'll text you who it was.
Oh right? Wow. How did you get out of that? That's just what I want to know. That is impressive. Should we go to the next question?
No, hold on. I need to tell you the story. I said to a friend, there's no way this is so out in the open like this. Mm-hmm. He goes, 100% it is. I said, I don't believe you. It's like a Wednesday afternoon at like 1 o'clock.
How did he say it? Did he go, no, 100% it is?
No, it was not Tim McGarry. It was Uncle Andy. No, what happened was, let me tell this story. It's not even a story. I just need to get it off my chest because I had stuff on my chest when you said.
Shite.
We then went to this place and then pulled up in this car park, and I was like, there's no way this is real because look, there's just loads of people out walking. And then I was like, well, no one's really walking. Everyone's just kind of chilling in their car. I was like, must have been a bit of a shower because everyone's taking cover. And then we both got out, and I was like, this is mental. And I was literally, like, you could tell I was so wide-eyed looking around at it that all of a sudden all these cars started, like, driving out quickly. the wagon circled, and I was like, God, that's fucking mental.
Do you remember the time we went to film a sketch at like a country park at night, and there was 2 cars that just left as soon as we drove in? There was that. I just want to actually go back to the story of so you got there and you got out of the car. Did you knock on any windows, or did you like? Because what I imagine happens right now, I've never been to a site of dogging before. I imagine you pull up your car, and for some reason, a guy comes out naked and just bangs his willy off your window. Like, that's just what I imagine. Like, you know, the White Walkers in Game of Thrones, they just sort of crawl out of nowhere, but naked guys just banging their willies off windows. Because here's the thing, it's always guys, isn't it? It's always guys doing that kind of thing. Never women, always dudes getting up to no good. Because guys are the worst. They're the worst.
I'm so sorry that I yawned. I'm so sorry, but also not. Because what's my name? Princess what?
Princess Doloola.
Princess Doloola's tired. How many more questions?
We have 2 more, I think.
Ask them, David. I've got
see.
10% battery on my laptop.
Shut up. Jackie Rice says, "Shut up." That sounded really cheeky there. When was the worst possible time that you've laughed when really you shouldn't have?
I mean, there's been plenty of times.
I've one that springs to mind.
Go ahead. I've got better as time's gone on, but I used to be really so bad when I was younger.
My great auntie died of death, and I was at her funeral, and I had to do a reading at her funeral, and it was a Catholic funeral, as you guys know. I'm a bisexual guy. One side of my family's Protestant, one's Catholic, whatever. I dip in and I dip out, how it suits me. And I was at her funeral, which was in a Catholic chapel. And I was doing a reading, and like I'm not fully tuned into how like the different. Sometimes they all merge into one, so I don't really know what to expect when I'm at one or other. So I was there and I was doing a reading, and I got called up by the priest to be like, right, you can do a reading, and I expected to do the reading, so I went up to read, and he was like, "Oh no, you sit there," and there was just this big throne behind him, and he's just like put me in the throne. So I was like, "Oh no, I was expecting to read here, but it's not time." So I got put up in this throne, and I was just looking, and I could see my family who were obviously upset, and my wife was in the front row, and she was like giving me a supportive look. And then they were like, "Right, we're going to sing a hymn." So the hymn started, people were singing, that was grand. Then out of nowhere, the priest just starts singing, like at the most random part of the song, but he was mic'd up, so he just starts booming this voice in front of everybody, like, but he would sing like 3 words and then stop, and then it would just be, and it just really made me laugh. And I was like, you know when you're like, is this really happening? And then I was just on this big throne, and then I caught my wife's eyes, who by this point, she was laughing at him singing. So then I was up in the front being like, I can't laugh here because I'm at the very front, in front of this whole chapel, and if I start laughing, I'm going to look like the worst guy in the world. So I started, you ever just laugh? This has happened to me once before, where I laughed so hard that I cried, and I went red-faced, and the tears were running down my face. So at least everyone was like, oh my God, you're so emotional. How'd you pull yourself together to do that reading? I was like, yeah. The second time where I cried so much was at a friend's wedding. And for some reason, I was at the front, right at the table where the speeches were, right? And the guys...
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
No.
You and me have both taken a laughing fit at a wedding.
Oh, yes. Yes, that was actually during the service as well, shit. But this particular one was during the speeches, right? And the dad, the father of the bride, it was the father of the groom, was basically what he wanted to say was like, you'll remember this date, because every year you look across the table and realize what a beautiful bride you have, right? What came out was, on this day, you will just look across the table and remember what a sweet ride you have. And I swear, he said sweet ride, and he meant to say sweet bride, and no one else picked up on it apart from me and another guy, and I was about to explode. Like, the tears were running down my face. Then the groom afterwards was like, oh man, I didn't know you were such an emotional guy. Once again, thought that I was crying, to like just so overcome with emotion in speech, when really I couldn't believe the guy just said, what a sweet ride your wife is. It was terrible.
Did you? Right, so yeah, you and I've taken a laughing fit at a wedding with our entire row, which is so disrespectful and went on for so long. Yeah. And you and I both also laughed at an occasion where, do you remember, there was an old guy singing?
What was it? Oh, hold on. Was it another wedding?
No.
Please text me. Yeah, I'm waiting to see this.
Do you remember the singing was really good? And then this guy,
yes, I do remember.
this guy joined in out of nowhere. We were
Yeah.
like, "The fuck is that?"
Yeah, but again, that was the same sort of, place.
Oh.
But there's something funny about singing that comes out of nowhere, and when people are really into it, it's 10 out of 10, great. That was really great. Here's a quick question I think you've already answered. It's Glenn Lindsay has said, is it true that Shane ejected Rod Todd himself via water birth on the banks of the River Lagan, aided by the water babies?
Certainly the water babies would not be in the River Lagan because they need to be in pure water. And that's also the name me and Dave's aftershave. We're playing up pure water. But no, not the Lagan. Glen is River Ban.
Nice. And the last question of the day is from Con Diver, who's actually Connor Diver, but I like to shorten it to Con. I think that's a nickname that more people who are called Connor should go for because it's sweet. So Con has said, has Dave ever used the Manscaped 3.0? Yes. We are both two guys with very shaved balls. So correct. Yeah, that's the end of the questions. They weren't as sassy this week as I thought they would be, but I mean, they were enjoyable. Nonetheless, how does it feel to be back on the pod?
It feels good, man. It feels good to be back, and it'll be even better when we're back in the studio. And it's not going to be that long before that.
So we also need to say, I don't know if it's happened yet, but Ben is shutting our shop. He's shutting the merchandise store on Facebook.
Putting the shutters down.
So if you want to get some of that gear while it's going to be there, which will probably be this week, we're shutting it down once the last orders come in. So if you want to order some gear, get it done. The coronavirus scenario is starting to loosen a bit, so material goods are coming your way as they should in time. That's actually the name of the company who will be getting stuff off, but it just is also a phrase too. So you'll be getting merchandise sooner than what has been like 4 months or whatever to get delivered, and then that store shutting. So if you want the anime logos, you want the Money Toad and Papa Bear, get over there and order that. If you haven't already, rate and review the podcast and check out the Patreon. I'm about to do a Patreon episode here, Papa Bear's Picnic, wearing my Crusaders top, so I'll be over there too. And yeah, just subscribe to everything, rate and review, and share the podcast because we love it.
Love that, bro. Absolutely love that. And it is great to be back. And I'm going to go and I'm going to give Rod a little kiss and I'm going to have a cup of tea.
And then you're going to see your baby?
Correct.
Bye-bye.